What was there at the beginning of this creation?
I was not there.
And what was there? Nothingness. Nothingness. And what is this nothingness? What is it called? The Brahman consciousness. That is what really everything is made up of. Everything is made up of the Brahman consciousness. Yes. This Brahman consciousness then divided into what? Prakriti and Purusha. What is Prakriti? Matter. Yes. Water, air, fire, earth and ether. These five combined, different permutation and combination manifested everywhere. Yeah? Is it just matter that can give it this form of a chair, or is it just matter that can manifest into a plant? Is it just matter that can manifest into a human body? What is propelling this matter?
Purusha.
The Purusha. Purusha is nothing but that part of consciousness which is that energy that gives that push to matter to manifest in a particular way. Yeah? So, somewhere matter is just earth, a non-living object, and somewhere it is living. It is a butterfly, an ant, an insect, or even a human being. Yeah? Now, how did this happen? It's right there. How did it happen? Through the Shiva Tattva. Yeah? Shiva Tattva is that principle of consciousness. Yeah? That principle of this nothingness or this energy that can manifest diverse forms. We are all diverse forms, no? Humans, animals, plants, insects, living and non-living. Yes? That principle is called Shiva. Yeah? Shiva Tattva. Yeah. This principle manifests in different forms and effortlessly, the way a dancer just dances. Have you watched a really expert dancer just move gracefully? Yeah. So beautiful the dance is, no? Yes, that is called Shiv Tandav. You must have heard this, the dance of Shiva. Yes, that is the meaning of it. Just like a dancer effortlessly moves from one particular posture into another, and gracefully manifests all aspects of dance, like that Shiva Tattva does its tandav, and out comes a human, out comes an insect, an animal, a plant, and all various manifestations of this creation, even stars, planets. Now, the way I am depicting is very mythological. So don't start imagining that's how it happens. Yeah? It's just a dance of energy. Speaking in physics, even scientists will tell you that matter does not exist. There is nothing like particles. They are all vibrating energy. Yeah? When this energy vibrates very close together, it forms a non-living object like this sofa. When this energy is sparsed and away from each other, the vibrations are away from each other, it's like space. Yeah? Have you all watched the quantum mechanics video? No? Okay, I'll send it out today. Yeah? Watch that. Very simply it is explained to us how everything is just energy and vibrations. Yes? Science today is coming very close to what spirituality has been talking for such a long time. this energy or this vibrations that are happening at the atomic level is equivalent to Shiva Tattva. That is Shiva. Got it? And this Shiva Tattva is so strong, it manifests, obviously a combination of matter and energy together manifests at 3 levels and it affects us. Adi Bhautik is the level of the body. Yeah? Adi Daivik is the level of the mind. And Adhyatmik is the level of the soul. Yeah? If there is a lot of restlessness in the body, impurities in the body, it is Adi Bhautik. Yeah? If there is a lot of restlessness at the level of the mind, it is Adi Daivik. Yeah? And there is restlessness of the soul also. Yeah? The soul goes from one reincarnation to another, to another, to another. And the restlessness of the soul is to find what?
Mukti.
What is mukti? Find what? Come back to Brahman. Come back to its original form that it was. Yeah? The dancer is tired. Yeah? It wants to come back to its natural form. That is the restlessness of the soul. Each soul here is really restless. Each one of you is restless. And you think it is, oh, because I don't have this in life or I don't have that in life. And then you start running. You get this, you get that. For a few minutes you feel happy and after that again you feel the same emptiness, the same restlessness comes up. Why? Because that restlessness is deeper than the level of the mind. It is at the level of the soul. You see that? Yeah. That restlessness can go away only when impurities are let go. Yeah. We are very impure at the level of the body, at the level of the mind. Yeah. When you let go of these impurities, then that calmness at the soul level happens. Yes, and that is the celebration of Mahashivratri, yeah, where we unite with the Shiva Tattva. Yes. So tomorrow is Mahashivratri. So happy Mahashivratri, guys.
Thank you.
Cool. On Mahashivratri, what do we do?
Drink pan.
Lot of people fast. Yeah, let go of the impurities of the body. Is just letting go of the impurities of the body enough? No. Second is letting go of the impurities of the mind. If there's some greed, some anger, some hatred, work on it, let it go. Start now. Yeah? If you've hurt somebody, go back home today and say, I'm sorry. I let go. Yeah? Let that go. Because that karma impression is in my bag, not in his or her bag. He or she is probably not even thinking about it. But if it is in my mind, that means it is a strong impression in my karma bag. Yeah? So let go of that impurity at the level of the mind. Yeah? And that's why we fast, because fasting purifies the body. And the same thing, letting go of that ego at the mind level is fast for the mind, no? So fast, if not at the body level, at least at the level of the mind. That will bring back the rest to your soul. Your soul is looking for that peace, calm, for that purity within. Gift yourself this Mahashivratri if nothing else. Happy Mahashivratri. Any questions? Yeah.
Can you define restlessness of the body once again? I want to understand the kind of physical way. How is that
When there's restlessness in the body, there will be dis-ease in the body. It will express as bad health, yeah, or pains in the body. So what Ayurveda and our ancient systems used to say, that there is something wrong at the body level, Cleanse your diet, do a fruit diet for a day, just fruit juice diet, or just raw vegetables, just one day. It helps to clear out the toxins in the body. And mind and body are very related. Toxins at one level affect the other level. Have you noticed? Yeah? A doctor will tell you this. Oh, you're very stressed out. Yeah? So you had some quarrel with your boss and you're really afraid your job is going to, go. What does it do? It increases the stress level and your neck starts hurting. Have you noticed this? Yeah? You go to a doctor, oh, my back is hurting, take an x-ray, do this, and the doctor tells you it's nothing. All your x-rays are normal. It's only stress. Yes? Happens to us? Yeah? So we have to recognize this, that if something is happening at the level of the body, it's probably an impurity at the level of the body. Let me work on that. Yeah? Or at the mind. They affect each other. They are intertwined.
So would stress be at the mind level or?
It can be both. You could be exerting yourself physically beyond the level of this body. Yeah? You could be pushing yourself to physically do something, but really your body does not have that capacity. Or mentally you could be stressed because your boss is screaming at you, or you're afraid of losing money, or whatever, financial problems, situations at home, with your spouse, with your family, that can in turn affect the body. Yeah? So take care of yourself at all the levels, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. So beautiful this word is, no? Adhyatma is nothing but spirituality, right? Adhyatmik, of the soul. Take care of your own soul.